Hello, my sewing friends. My name's Diana. This is my sewing vlog, The Wandering Sewist. Welcome to my channel. So this is another edition of #FridaySews, where we talk a little bit about sewing and a little bit about life. So it's been a very busy week, both because of sewing and traveling, and you can see that I have finally finished my vlog 1803, my vlog, Vogue, not vlog, Vogue 1803. I'll get to that in a minute. But first I want to talk about a package that came in from Missouri Star Quilt Company. Now, I shared with you a quilt top that I had made from scraps from my mother's sewing room. And so I wanted to finish off the quilt, and it's king size. I have the measurements here in my book. Hang on. This is my sewing journal, and I've been writing down everything I'm doing in here. So my quilt is 84 inches by 112, and standard king size is 120 by 120 square. So I went on Missouri Star Quilt Company and I bought the batting. This is a 120 by 120 inches square. It's Quilter's Best Blend. Batting content, 80% cotton, 20% polyester. So I got that. And then I decided I wanted to do a blender type of backing. So Missouri Star Quilt Company sells 108-inch wide backing fabric. So this is 108 inches wide, and I had intended to order 4 yards in order to go the full 112 inches long, plus have some on the outside edges for when I quilt it, because it will shrink. But apparently I only ordered 1 yard. So I only got 1 yard of it. So I had to go back on to the website and order 3 more yards of the backing fabric. So I can't get started on the quilt until the next 3 yards come. And I decided to use the same fabric but in a different colorway for binding. So this is 1 yard of the same fabric. And I'm going to make my own binding to go around the outside of the quilt. And also I am interested in English paper piecing. So I got a couple of things to get me started on English paper piecing. First thing I got was this stencil. This is a hexagon it gives you a 2-inch hexagon by Sue Daily Designs. So I got this, and this is a template you use to cut out. I can use my rotary cutter around the edge and cut out, because the 1/4-inch seam allowance is included. Can you see the line around? Yeah, it has a 1/4-inch seam allowance included. And then I also got some of these iron-on papers. So once you cut out your hexagons, you can just iron this right on there and it will hold the paper. Now the thing about this one is, in normal English paper piecing, you just use regular paper. You glue it around the outside edges with regular school glue. And then after you sew them together, you rip the paper out. Well, this one, you don't do that. This one is water soluble. It says semi-water soluble. So it says that after your quilt is made, you can, they will semi-dissolve when washed and break down into soft fibers, which can remain safely inside your quilt. Okay, so that's pretty great. So I went ahead and because I'm obsessed with sewing and my sewing machine is in the shop right now, so I decided to get started on some English paper piecing. So this is going to be my first hexagon that I'm making. So I've just got a few more white ones to put around the outside edge, and I'll have my first block finished. So that's pretty exciting. I have to say that the iron-on papers sure make it easy to sew. The hand sewing goes surprisingly quick. This was just in one evening watching TV with my husband. It is pretty quick. So that was good. That's good. I do have concerns about wear and tear over time, so I am using a thicker quilter's cotton thread to hand sew the pieces together. I'm doing very tiny stitches that are super close together. So hopefully that will negate the wear and tear issue over time. And hopefully the quilt won't be too abused when it's finished. If I make a quilt out of it, I kind of have visions of possibly a quilted handbag, maybe. I don't know. I'm just gonna make blocks, and then as inspiration comes to me, I'll use them. That's what I figured I would do. Okay, so the next portion will be about my vlog. I did it again. Vogue 1803. Okay, so as you know, if you've stuck with me over the last few weeks, I have had a bear of a time sewing this pattern, this Vogue 1803. This is a bias cut caftan. It comes in 2 lengths. And of course, as with any dress, you can change the length to whatever you want. I decided to do this version, the floor length version. And instead of being smart and using an easy to sew fabric like a super thin cotton or rayon, I had this beautiful silk sitting in my stash and too afraid to cut into it. And so I decided to just bite the bullet and went ahead and cut the 1803 out of silk. Whew! And you know, I have had my struggles with this fabric. This fabric has been a struggle, and I don't want you to look too closely at the stitching because there are some places where it's no bueno. But it is finished as I'm gonna get it, and I'll let you know a few things I wrote down in my book here. Some problems I had with the pattern. So first of all, there's no finishing instructions in there at all. And so when you sew in the placket for the neckline, it winds up unfinished. So I went ahead and I just did 2 stitches, 2 rows of super tight straight stitching along there and trimmed close. It's not an ideal finish, but hopefully it will work. But if I make this dress again, which I'm pretty sure I will, I'm definitely going to go ahead and finish all of those before inserting into. I'll just use it on my overlock. I think the next caftan will be made out of a super soft floaty cotton, possibly something more for daytime wear that I can just throw on. And because I have a feeling if I had a caftan like this that was for daytime use, like casual, I have a feeling I would never ever take it off. It's so comfy, so comfy. It's like wearing pajamas, but luxurious. And you know how comfy your pajamas are. So, okay. Other problems I made note of is the full-length dress. I don't know what their pattern block is, but for me, it was 6 inches too long. 6. I am 5'5". So if it's drafted for an average height, that was probably what, 5'6", 5'7". But for me, I had to cut off 6 inches. That would make it for 5'11". I don't think they drafted it for someone 5'11", but I don't know. Does anybody know what the block is for Vogue? Is it for somebody super tall? I don't know. Okay, so so I'd had to cut off 6 inches, and the cuffs, the sleeve cuffs are way too big. I figure if I took out 2 inches, this is about 2 inches, then that would be a more reasonable cuff fit. But it's so big, I didn't even bother putting the button in. I just sewed them shut because there's no point in having a button because it's so big. There's no worries about, I can't even push them. It's so big, I can't even push them up my arms and have them stay. So what I think I would do for the day one, like if I do a daytime one, I might just put elastic in the end of the sleeve so I can just push it up. I think that's what I would do instead of using the cuff. And so next is the big reveal so you can see what it looks like. So I love the pockets. It's very flowy and luxurious. And it does go all the way down to my heels. I'll stand on this chair so you can see. All the way down. And it is, I feel like a pampered princess lounging around in my pajamas in a silk kaftan. It's pretty amazing. So that's it for sewing this week. My sewing machine is still in the shop. So if I do any regular sewing, it'll probably be on my my straight stitch only Juki TL 2010Q. And I haven't decided what that's going to be just yet. I do have a couple of dress patterns I wanted to try out. But I'm also wanting to make the quilted jacket because I have the pattern. So for right now, while I'm busy with things upstairs with the kids, I'm just going to be working on this. Okay, so switching over to life. So, you know, we went to Vienna last weekend, and if you want to stick around to the end of the video, I'll insert footage of Vienna for you, for you to see. I took several small, short videos, and I will go ahead and insert them at the end, and you can have a look and see Vienna with me if you would like. Other than our trip to Vienna, which was fabulous, we had a wonderful time with our friends celebrating the holiday of Pentecost, which in Hebrew is Shavuot. It was wonderful. We had a great time, and it was good to be with other people of our same faith. Then when we got home on Monday, everything was okay, but then Tuesday afternoon, the boys all had to go to the doctor to get their physicals for camp. And on the way to the doctor's office, my high school son, he's 16, he came on his own from school because he had a final exam. So as soon as he finished his exam, he met us at the doctor's office. And he texted me and he said he was sick on the way. And by sick, I mean nausea and vomiting on the way to the doctor. And by the time he got there, he was so sick, and he spent the rest of the day and night very ill. And in the middle of the night, the middle son started doing the same thing, and because he's on the top bunk in his bed, he couldn't make it to the bathroom in time. So he made a mess all over the floor. And unfortunately, my sons are not great about picking up their stuff. So anything that was within range on the floor got hit twice. It happened to him twice where he was sleeping in the bed and he couldn't make it to the bathroom twice. So the bedroom was a mess by morning. And that was yesterday, and I'm still washing clothes and blankets and sheets. I'm still washing and washing and washing. And the littlest one, the third son, has not shown any symptoms of that yet. But, you know, I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch because it could happen at a moment's notice. The only bad thing about that is our car is in the shop, and so I can't pick him up from school right now on my own. I would have to order an Uber or something like that to go and pick him up, which, oy, oy, oy. So that this week has been crazy. with my sewing machine in the shop, the kids being sick, the cars in the shop, and our trip to Vienna. It just feels like I'm just running, and it's crazy. It is crazy. I'm hoping for a more peaceful weekend, and I hope yours is too. That's everything I had to share. Please enjoy the video footage of Vienna to follow this. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and me too, with lots of time to sew something beautiful. Bye.
So this is the first stop. Volkstheater.
Do you know how old it is?
I don't, but most probably it's from the early 1800s.
1800s.
Because most of the imperial cities were built by.
It's the Natural History Museum. This is still the Imperial Horse Stables building, all the way there, all the way over there. Close up of the statue. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. Now you can see it much better. Wow, they're so beautiful. These are the natural history museums built by the Habsburg emperors during the Austro-Hungarian Empire. I know.
I know.
My husband does not wish to be on the video. Those are his fingers though. This is the original wall that protected the Imperial City, which is on the other side of the wall. This is the only section that's left from the fortifications. This is the Imperial City, the seat of the Habsburg dynasty of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. You can hear there's a concert going on right over here. Some Austrian polka music. The grand entrance to the palace. I'm sure. So Hebrew is written from right to left, so you read it this way, which is why the date reads 1938, 1945 like that. And over there is the German. So this resembles a library. I'm told. Because they said that after the Holocaust, all the knowledge of the Jewish people disappeared.
It was annexed.
So this says, in medieval times, this was the site of a synagogue, which until 1421 was the center of Jewish life in Vienna. The Bina, the podium for reading the Torah, was in this exact spot. And this is right next to the Holocaust Memorial. And that is the
You went in there.
Yes, I was there.
museum right there.
It's a beautiful museum.
Number 244, not the whole house.
This is Mozart's house, but there's
Not
a
my
big
house.
truck parked in front of it, so we can't see it, unfortunately. So this is where Mozart lived. It's on the Judenplatz. That's the Jewish square. So this was the Jewish quarter back before the war. And so there's a memorial, a Holocaust memorial over there. It's a recreation of a crematorium. And you can see the Stars of David in the distance. So these are the ruins of the ancient Roman fortifications from over 2,000 years ago, because the Romans invaded Vienna, took it over. As we come around the corner, we can see it. Wow, how incredible.